what the audience might not know is that the stars have to master the physical game, the mental game, and the emotional game.
How much of it is physical for Michael Phelps and how much is it mental?
He's such a phenom, it's amazing. I mean, he's got great physical skills, but it's also his mental game that brings him to the top.
Ascending to peak performance takes strength, character, and an understanding how emotions affect the outcome of the game. We're about to go full throttle and supercharge your performance. Get ready to thrive from the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big welcome to Gregg Steinberg.
So level 1 question. If I squeeze this orange, what comes out? Orange juice, right? If I squeezed it yesterday, what comes out? Orange juice. If I squeeze it tomorrow, what comes out? Orange juice. If you squeeze it, what comes out? Orange juice. Level 2 question. Why? Why does orange juice come out? Because that is what is inside. Right? Level 3 question. Level 3 question. What have you put inside? If you've put in fear and negativity and doubt, that is what comes out when you get squeezed. Because we all get squeezed in life. That is the human condition. We all get squeezed. But if you put in joy and love and compassion, then when you get squeezed, that's what comes out. And the most successful people, the people who are emotionally tough, they have put in the right juice of life. Purpose is the master emotion. Who wrote Purpose? Nobody did. You know why? Because nobody thinks purpose is an emotion. But it is. Think about this. You're coming out of the grocery store. You see this lady. She has a sign that says, needs food. She has 2 kids. And you usually don't do this, but you take out a 20 and you give it to her. And she says, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. What do you feel at that moment? You feel purposeful, full of purpose. Purpose is a master emotion, and it leads to courage, it leads to grit, it leads to passion, it leads to love, it leads to everything that you're looking for in your life and to help others in their life.
I really appreciated that he was able to connect the employers to the career services professionals and blend those 2 experiences together. Everyone in the group was able to glean some positive insights from this, and that they can make that useful every day on their jobs right now. And I think it was just the right shot in the arm for our group.
And this powerful fuel comes from primers. That's powerful stimuli, which basically are words, actions, and images, which can push our emotions in a certain direction. But you're aware of a powerful primer. You probably use it every day. It's music, right? Music can make us really, really happy, or it can make us sad. Music is a powerful primer. I bet you can relate to this situation. Last night, I got in to the rental car place. I was tired. I just wanted to get the rental car, and there was this line out the door. It took me probably an hour to get my car. Finally got my car. I'm driving here. I'm in traffic. I just want to get to the hotel, and all of a sudden, that song comes on the radio. And for me, it's Move Like Jagger by Maroon 5. I love that song. I mean, it just gets to me. And then all of a sudden, I start doing the thumb bop, and I start doing the finger roll, and then I start doing the chicken. And because it's Jagger, I'm doing the lip thing. And I get to a light, and I don't realize I'm still doing it, and I turn. And it was a cop, and he's looking at me with that puzzled look, and I knew exactly what he was thinking. He was thinking, that guy is a great dancer. So you get that.
Dr. Steinberg was very powerful. The information that he offered was fantastic and well received by everyone.
I thought it was really inspiring. I think we all face challenges every day, and it's really helpful to have that buzzword that we can think about when we need to motivate ourselves.
And a great example of this is one of my favorite stories and who I really admire, Muhammad Ali. Long before he was boxing champion of the world, long before he strode up those stairs shaking from Parkinson's to light the Olympic flame, remember that in Atlanta? That was an amazing scene. He grew up very poor in Louisville. His mother could barely afford food, definitely not expensive toys, but the young Muhammad Ali, back then known as Cassius Clay, thank you, saw this blue bike. It was just Schwinn, had this leather seat and the great handlebars and that great emblem. And man, he wanted that bike. So he got a job boxing groceries at a local grocery store, excuse the pun. He finally had enough money for that blue bike, handed the shopkeeper the money. Next day, he rode all over Louisville for 8 hours. He showed off to his friends, his family, that blue bike. Man, he loved that bike. The next day, parked his bike in front of the grocery store when he went to work, made sure the lock was nice and tight. When he came back out, someone had clipped the lock and stolen his bike. And he never found his bike. He never found out who stole his bike. But we all know Muhammad Ali is a true champion. He's totally emotionally tough, and he harnessed that negative energy into a positive force of power. So every time he would step into the ring, he'd point at his opponent and say, "You're the guy who stole my blue bike." But let me tell you, this method is not about sport. It's not about business. It's not about aviation. It's about life. It's about life. It can greatly impact everything in your life, including your health. I remember last summer, Joel Osteen came to Nashville, where I live, and I think he's got a great message. He's that televangelist that you see on TV. My wife likes him. But I wanted to see what gives him such great charisma, because he's got a great following and people love him. And I went, and within 5 minutes I discovered what gave him the great charisma. It was his mother. His mother comes on stage. She's 5'0", great ball of energy. And within a few minutes, she said this. She said, 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. And I took the chemo and my hair fell out. My skin turned yellowish. I didn't want to feel sick. I didn't want to look sick. I didn't want to look in the mirror. So what I did was I took pictures of my healthiest state and I put them all over the house. When I was at the beach, when I was with Thanksgiving with my family, when I was in the mountains. And every day, 3 times a day, 5 times a day, I would point at these pictures and say, "You are healthy. You are healthy. You are healthy. You are healthy." And then she said, "Today I'm cancer-free." And I know there's a lot of reasons that contributed to her health, but I know in my heart, one of the main reasons was that she was doing this method that I'm describing to you today. It's not just a game changer. It's a life changer. Dorothy, buzzword. Dorothy, don't be shy.
Oh my gosh.
Travel.
I love to travel.
Perspective.
Perspective. Okay, why perspective?
Because when I'm...
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm not Oprah. I don't know what I'm doing. What that experience and these experiences taught me is this. Your soul cries out for meaning and purpose. You must live in purpose. And if you do not, your physiology will find you out. And yes, you can watch endless videos on YouTube about cats with funny hats. You know who I'm talking about. And you can distract yourself by playing golf or other hobbies. And you can deny and placate those negative emotions with substances. But eventually, your physiology will find you out if you do not live in purpose. That's a human truth. That you are the extraordinary project. You are the extraordinary project. And that when you live in purpose, you will hear those sweet notes to your life song. You will release those amazing talents that you have. And you will become the person you always wanted to be. You will become the person you were meant to be. That's not an ancient truth. That's not a modern truth. This is our truth. So I know what you really want to do. So one last time, everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Point at your neighbor and say, "You're the person who stole my blue bike." Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. And I was talking to 8-year-old golfers last summer in Nashville, where I live, and I was talking for 20 minutes about confidence and composure and dealing with the pressure, and they're standing there for 20 minutes just going. And I said, is there any questions? Do you have any questions? And this one 8-year-old in the back room raised his hand, and he goes, and I go, what is it? He goes, do you know you look just like Will Ferrell?